How we doing? Today I'm going to show you my two favorite calf exercises to get something like this. Obviously genetics plays a huge role. I was quite lucky, my dad had some fat calves. But obviously honestly I'm going to give you two and then a secret weapon one that I think just from my personal experience has built my calves and made them a lot bigger than what they're supposed to be. So we're going to start with two strength ones and then we'll have the secret one at the end. Come follow me. So as you know, in the calf, there's two muscles that are really important. We got the gastrocnemius and the soleus. Gastroc's on the outside, and then under, as you can see, like this kind of cool thing going down there, you have a soleus underneath. And what happens is if I'm standing straight up and I'm doing calf raises like this, that's my gastrocnemius working. If I'm in a bent knee position, that's my soleus, the one underneath. And those muscles play completely different roles when it comes to the calf and its function. Soleus is there for basically stability and kind of balance piece, mainly. It has some strength components. The gastroc that's where you get your like oomph. But if I think about in the sport, if I'm playing like down in these positions, I need to have a really strong soleus. But if I make that soleus fat and I make the gastroc really meaty on top of it, I'm gonna have a big calf. So come with me. That was just a quick explanation. We're gonna start with straight leg calf raises. So you can use the calf machine. We don't have one in this gym right now. One of the best alternatives is just getting a bar and loading as much as you can. But the extra piece that you wanna add is a deficit. So we don't have a box in here right now. One of the best things you can do is just put a plate down. So I'm gonna grab this 45. They're mad slippery. I'm gonna place it right there, right underneath in my bar. Super simple. Now I gotta load the bar. Because if I don't have load on this, I'm not gonna stimulate the calves enough. Think about it, we walk around all day. And I have like 200 pounds that these calves are trying to hold up. I gotta put a lot of stimulus on this bar in order to make these things grow properly. So, if I'm already weighing 200 pounds, at least another 200 pounds has to go on this bar, minimum. So let me just go real quick. In editing, this will be all sped up. Look at how smooth those went on, eh? Beauty. Okay, notice the deficit. So if I'm gonna go under, I'm gonna put it on my back. I wanna be in this position with my calves. Notice how there's a huge stretch with them, right? If I'm just doing calf raises from the ground, still can get some benefit, but if I have that additional stretch, obviously there's some science behind it that you're gonna grow them a little bit more. So let's give it a shot. I'm under here, up. I'm gonna get my toes up on that plate. All I'm gonna do is extend to the top, hold at the top for 2 seconds, slow on the way down. Extend at the top, hold for 2 seconds, back down. Extend at the top, hold for 2 seconds, back down. I'm gonna do this. Whoa, that's slow. 4 sets, 12 to 15. You wanna have it as heavy enough where you're feeling it by that like 10th rep. And you're like, I don't know if I can do those last two. That's how you're gonna get a little bit of growth in the gastrocnemius, the gastroc. These two like bumps. We're gonna work on one with soleus. That's the next one up, and then we got the secret one. Soleus, the way that I love to do it, and the best thing you can do is a seated calf machine. Bent knee, that's working the soleus majority. Okay, next up, usually I would use a seated calf machine, but the next best option is doing something with dumbbells. You wanna try and go as heavy as possible because all you're gonna be doing is resting them on your legs. As long as you have a dumbbell that's heavy enough, it's not just uncomfortable to the point where it's like, I can't bear having them on my legs, then you're chilling. The way it works, and I used to do these all the time when I was doing home workouts. Let me sit, get back there. I'm gonna sit at the edge of the bench. You can have it flat like that one over there. It honestly doesn't matter because that's not the main focus. I'm gonna be in this position. I want my ankles as far back or honestly under my knees as possible. And these weights to be as far on my knees as possible. I don't want them way up on my thigh or it's not gonna be as crazy as a load. From this position, this is a secret that I love to do. It's an isometric at the start of this exercise. You're gonna exhaust the soleus a little bit more because the soleus is a more anaerobic muscle compared to like a fast twitch muscle. Has a lot more slow twitch fibers in it. So we need to exhaust it to a point where it can get a little bit more fatigue and then get more stimulus at the end. So all I'm gonna do is hold this top position. I'm already feeling it. 30 seconds. 30 seconds is the optimal time for muscle creep. Muscle creep is when your tendon stretches from your muscle pulling on it. A little science for you. But from that, as soon as I hold 30 seconds, then I'm repping out. That's tough. And once again, going 12 to 15 reps until I truly feel it. Getting a really heavy weight is one of the best ways to do it, but the difficult part is just balancing on your knees. As soon as you get that done, then you're good. Last one, secret one. People don't really think about this when it comes to calves, and then this could be a big reason why some people's calves aren't growing. Plyometrics, and here's my theory behind it. I got a big fat muscle right here, but what does it connect to in terms of my ankle? There's a huge Achilles tendon that it connects to. If I can strengthen this Achilles tendon, put more collagen fibers down and make it thicker, it only makes more sense that there would be more muscle able to connect to it. You know what I mean? So building that, you need to do a lot of plyometrics. That lays more collagen down, makes it thicker. So I'm gonna show you 2 exercises I can do for that. I would just do these regularly for basketball, and it was able to build up that tendon growth. First one that I would always do, they're called pogo hops, hands on hips. I'm just gonna boing, like that. Feet, as soon as I land, are gonna bounce up, and my toe's gonna try and get as close as it can to my knee. So I'm not jumping like this with my toe down, bounces up each time. Boop, 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 boop. 20 reps, that's number 1. You do that 4 times on top of the other ones, your calves might grow a little bit more. The second one, single leg, because we need a little bit more load on those legs. The first one's a little bit more continuous, has more reps, high volume. Second one's a little bit more load for a plyometric. All I'm gonna be doing is single leg hops, but you can add a little bit to it. You can go side to side, forward, back. One of my favorite ones you can do is multi-directional. So imagine I'm in the middle, I gotta jump in the quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, and then always back to the middle. What that's doing is building a lot of the intrinsic muscles in the ankle, making it a lot more stable and able to give you a lot more muscle on top. So I hope you enjoy that. If you have any questions, shoot them below. I love geeking out about calves.